find links to it. It's called Free Cat and 30 Other Odd Tales and it's 31 instances of what you could call flash fiction. And they also include a little illustration with each one. And this is called The Last Pimple.
All right. Last pimple, everybody.
Okay. Dreams are important to everyone. The mind's way of sorting, solving, entertaining, and at times warning. Thomas woke from a dream based on a real event. A bee stung him on the nose not long ago. The fuzzy insect in dream recall had legs golden with pollen, landing on the tip of his nose in slow motion. His slow motion swat triggered a sting. The actual sight of the detached bee stinger had been terrifying. That bee gland at the end of his nose, spasming, delivering a scorching injection. But in the dream, the glistening gland became a blob as big as a turkey, and the venom splashed through his nose like acid. Thomas, an older white-haired bachelor, labored out of bed, touching his nose. The sting was over a week ago. There had been swelling and discoloration, but it disappeared in a couple of days. Now there was a pointed bit of nerve tenderness where Thomas touched the tip of his nose. He shuffled into the bathroom and turned on the light. There on the tip of his nose was a pimple, white and proud as a tic-tac breath mint. Thomas pulled some toilet paper loose and gently pressed the blemish. The membrane popped and the matter in the pimple hit the mirror with a spat sound. "Goodness!" Thomas exclaimed at the short-lived stab of pain. Thomas yanked tissue from the roll again, tearing away several sheets to wipe away the mess on the mirror. As he straightened, he tasted the salt of his blood. The sight in the mirror seemed like another nightmare. Blood ran from the wounded point on his nose, down over his mouth, and dripped from his chin. He used the tissue in his hand to mop his face and hold on to his nose. Within a second, the tissue was saturated with blood. "Impossible," Thomas said. Before he could get more tissue, the blood had run onto his pajama top. A new handful of tissue was quickly sodden as a mop. He grabbed an extra roll of toilet paper and hurried back to his bed. Fumbling with his phone, he struggled to keep pace with the bleeding. He unspooled tissue, pressed it to his nose, tossed away the sopping mess with movements so quick it challenged his elder dexterity. Thomas managed to dial 911. The voice asked, "Do you have an emergency?" "Yes," Thomas said, and fainted. The paramedics found Thomas lying peacefully on the bed. He was white as a sheet, except these sheets were now quite red. That's it. That's a story that horrified Doug. Why did I even bother to write it? When you write, when you write an anthology of something, you've got a mixed bag.
that